Hello everyone, it's DuckFairy07. Today we are playing ESPER Crabvine, and I have to say this archetype has never felt this amazing, and I play this deck in last 5-10 years, always trying to find new cards for it, brewing with it, and it's never just felt this strong like with Ketramose. Okay, Psychic Frog was like the card that upgraded this archetype really a lot, more than any other card in the last 5 years, but now Ketramose comes out and it's one of the best cards in modern, and it also combos with Frog, but also the combo is more convenient, more easier to find in a graveyard based deck like ESPER Crabvine. So we have Stinkweed Imp, and in contrast to fair decks playing like Dark Blast, Life from the Loam, which dredge 3 and are like semi-playable in a fair deck, fair mid-range deck, Stinkweed Imp actually just provides value on the same turn you have Frog and Ketramose on the field, because it's a dredge 5 card. So when you're doing the thing with Frog and Ketramose, like exiling 3 then dredging, exiling 3 dredging, discarding, pumping your Frog, putting counters on Frog, you're dredging, always dredging 2 extra cards. So you can use those 2 extra cards for actual card advantage and put cards you want into your graveyard, like Vengevine, of course, Wonder, Baithook Angler, and Exiling Creeping Chills while doing the Ketramose combo also triggers Ketramose for extra draw. Okay, so this is now actually, it's a graveyard deck. It's a deck that can win on graveyard using Vengevine, Chills, and Unearth, but it's also now a combo deck that has a potential turn 2 kill, which is great and brings a whole new dimension to the deck. So Ketramose in this deck, like in contrast to other decks, doesn't have much synergy in the main board, like cards exiling other cards and stuff, but it has you get more access and more consistent access to the combo and getting Psychic Frog, Ketramose on the field, either by drawing them or more just like digging your graveyard, self-milling to find the missing piece and bring it back with Unearth. So how do you win on turn 2 with this deck? It's only possible post-board when you have subtleties in your main board. So when you have subtlety in your main board, you can go turn 1 Stitcher Supplier, turn 2 Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice Stitcher Supplier for 1 extra mana, play Frog and Unearth Ketramose. So once you do that, you need to have Stinkweed Imp also in your hand. You either mill it with Stitcher Supplier or you have it in hand to discard with Stinkweed Imp, and you start doing the combo. But since it's a dredge 5 card, you're using the extra cards, as I said already, to draw cards. It provides actual card advantage, and you have graveyard related cards in this deck as well. So Creeping Chill doing 3 damage and drawing you cards actually when exiling it from the yard with Ketramose ability, filling your graveyards with Vengevine. So if you have in that situation, if you have subtlety in your hand, you can use subtlety to pitch cast and cast it for free to trigger all the Vengevines, and that is how you win on turn 2 with this Frog Ketramose combo. So turn 2 Frog with Phyrexian Tower, Unearth, Ketramose, and go for subtlety, mill all your graveyard and go for subtlety to trigger Vengevines, and plus Chills is immediate kill. Okay, so that is it. That is the explanation of the combo, but it also does so much value. It does so much stuff. Fills your graveyard for a kill next turn, puts opponent down like 9 or 12 life, depending if you mill all your Chills or not, and puts all the Vengevines there, makes a huge Frog, and actually provides card advantage immediately. So in these situations on turn 2 or turn 3, more realistically, you will just draw like 5 cards, make a huge Frog, bring them down to 10 life, put all the Vengevines, and still have like 20 cards in your library and pass the turn. And it's super strong. I never lost a game so far. Okay, so I did 2 leagues with this build and I'm 9-1 total doing trophy. The deck felt amazing, and getting access to white was also very important. Skyclave Apparition has been great in dealing with both creatures and non-creature graveyard hate. portable hole for 1 mana. This kills frogs, kills guides of souls, kills graveyard hate, rest in pieces, everything. So very, very useful card. So the cool thing about this build is I made it like 20 days ago, and after 2 days of testing and playing 2 leagues, I don't want to change anything. Everything feels perfect like it was originally. So only 2 cards I'm considering is adding like some more artifact or enchantment hate, like Exercise, for example. I think this is a good piece, or cards like Get Lost. Get Lost is also a good piece. It doesn't exile, so doesn't synergize with Ketramose, but can also kill a creature, can kill Rest in Peace or Layla of the Void, can be a pretty good card for the sideboard in this deck as well. But yeah, I'm not sure if consigns to memory are needed in this deck. It's very fast, it has a consistent combo, it should have a good matchup against Eldrazi's, but they have the command, and command can hate on the graveyard in the main board, so I'm not sure. So maybe Consign is a good piece there. It's a very popular deck at the moment, so I don't mind having it. So that's it. That is it. Before we go to the gameplay, I want to remind you of my dictionary profile. So in the medium tier for $10 a month, you get access to 4 sideboard guides, all freshly updated on my dictionary. Dimir Frog sideboard guide, Esper Vile sideboard guide, Domain Zoo sideboard guide, Mardu Energy sideboard guide. All these guides will be updated on the monthly basis. Now with Aetherdrift I will have to do some updates, but also the new guides will come. I'm considering making Doorkeeper Zoo sideboard guide, or even Jeskai Dresdown sideboard guide, and some new Aetherdrift with Ketramose, of course. So in top tier, in this one, you also get access to extensive tips and tricks article, and also some other articles older from my dictionary. Okay, so that is it. As always, the link is down below in the video description. Let's check out the gameplay and see how it went. I'll start from game 2. I kind of remember game 2 being really crazy, so let's start from that and then we'll return to game 1. Okay, so I'm playing first, have Ketramose, have Frog in hand. Frog is always good to start with. Here you can see opponent discarding Unearth. Not ideal, but I'm hoping my Frog can do a job here. Put Marflets into the yard and find Ketramose from the top. Okay, so this is great. This is a really great situation, so finding Ketramose from the top with Psychic Frog on the field, this combo can provide really a lot of card advantage. Okay, so let's see here. I can play the Ketramose, I pump my Frog, play Ketramose, and I can now give flying to the Frog, draw a card with Ketramose, and draw another card from Psychic Frog ability. Okay, so I don't have a combo right now, but I have a Ketramose on the field, already 3 cards in the exile, threatening to do something very relevant next turn, even go for the kill. Okay, so opponent doesn't have much, only Emperor of the Bones at the moment. Ketramose is also indestructible, so can only kill it with exile effects. I go for a Frog, attack and draw cards. Draw another card and just pass the turn in a very comfortable situation. Okay, so I draw another Oculus. Oculus not very useful at the moment, but you can always draw like Unearth and have very good use for it. Also, Secret Keeper means that you will very soon be able to play it, actually, maybe even next turn. If I just mill 4, discard 2 more with Frog, I already can just play it from the hand. But instead of that, I find the actual combo. Okay, so we can see here that I find the Stinkweed Imp with Merfolk Secret Keeper. So I put Stinkweed Imp into the graveyard. So unfortunately, you can't really stop this replays. They go too fast when doing combo stuff in a turn like this. I'm also having some issues with replays, but never mind. I find the Stinkweed Imp, so now I go for the Psychic Frog Ketramose combo. I start dredging myself, drawing cards. So now I fill my yard with 4 Vengevines, trigger all the Creeping Chills, put Wander in the yard as well. Now I can also use Frog to draw extra cards just by exiling cards from the graveyard, of course. It's not necessary. At this moment, my opponent doesn't have a way to kill Ketramose. And I can do the combo instant speed as well, so it's difficult to stop it. And I was able to then cast the Angler from the graveyard and cast the Merfolk Secret Keeper from Adventure. It was Adventure, so it was in exile. And I cast them both to trigger all the Vengevines and get the kill on turn 4 with Psychic Frog Ketramose Dredge combo. Okay, so we can see just how good that and strong it can be. If you can't kill a creature, it just goes unstoppable to provide a lot of value. Also, in this situation, immediate kill, bringing back all the chills and all the Vengevines. Okay, so that was it. That was the win here. So let's check out game 2. Okay, so I keep nothing special, but this is a decent hand. In a hand like this, I think you always want to go a venture deeper on turn 1 and then go turn 2, Hedron Crab, Fetch plus Merfolk to try to find some Vengevines, bring them back immediately. Okay, I go for a Hedron Crab and I kind of hoping to find some Vengevines immediately to trigger them with Merfolk, but that didn't happen. Maybe I should have played Merfolk here. This would enable me to use Phyrexian Tower next turn and actually just cast the Subtlety immediately on this turn. So this was black-white Ketramose, so that is why I brought in the Subtlety. I think Subtlety is a good card against them, stops Solitude, which can be extremely important in this matchup. You can see me just streaming 1 Imp, 1 Unearth, 1 Chill, and 1 Merfolk, and yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so to bring in Subtleties and some other hate. Okay, so Skyclave Apparition, I think, are decent in this matchup. You can put them in the yard, then unearth them. It can be very good. So as we can see here, opponent started dominating this matchup, and they also killed my land with Vindicate, and had Stinkweed Imp as a blocker here. Now I also have Subtlety holding, but I am at the moment way behind. Also my opponent exiled my graveyard. I use this situation, so I Subtlety their Boggart Roller. Now opponent can't actually attack this turn, but they do find a Solitude, so again they are able to go through with Felia. Unfortunately, in ESPER version, you are never able to discard your Vengevine from hand, so you're always counting on finding or unearthing your Psychic Frog to put Vengevine in the yard. Okay, so now I mill 3, and I mill 3 more. I find the Vengevine here, and now I have a Merfolk Secret Keeper. Before that, I go for a Surveil as well. I decide to put a Skyclave Apparition in the yard because I didn't have the second white. My opponent vindicated my second white source, but I was able to get Vengevine back, and I had 2 blockers for the Felia. So once again, I was in a decent situation, let's say. My opponent can't attack here, and I have a Vengevine, so I'm trying to get back into the game, but here you can see opponent again has Solitude, exiling my Vengevine, and now we are both with nothing in hand. Opponent plays Relic of Progenitus and continues attacking. I can block 1 creature, but yeah, second is going through. I need I don't even care about graveyard hate at this point. Artifact graveyard hate, you can always find ways to make your opponent crack a artifact based graveyard hate piece by like trying to trigger Vengevines or Creeping Chills, stuff like that. Okay, so I was hoping to find a second creature here, so I can play Stitcher Supplier, hopefully mill another Vengevine and play second creature, but instead I only draw my second Vengevine, so yeah. That was the problem, and now my opponent finds Ketramose, and they have Relic of Progenitors on the field, they have Felia, so Felia also draws them a card, and they continue attacking, so kind of a hard situation for me. I should have probably done this before, just sacrifice my Stinkweed Imp, then dredge it, then I would also get this Vengevine in the yard. My opponent had Relic, unfortunately, but yeah. I mill 3 more, I find another Creeping Chill, and I go for, I sacrifice my Stitcher Supplier, dredge more, and I go for a Stinkweed Imp again, but I don't have any Vengevines in the yard to trigger. Unfortunately, I needed Psychic Frog in this situation to discard them, and that is, I would say, like the biggest minus of this version, that it can't actually cast the Vengevines, but you have to pay a price for not being able to play the Ketramose combo and white sideboard cards, which are very good. And yeah, so I lost game 2, so let's check out game 3. Okay, so game 3, I have a double Stitcher Supplier and Unearth. I think that's very good. So what I wanted to do here is turn to either double Supplier, or which would be great because here I surveil the Vengevine in the graveyard. But I also have Stitcher Supplier into Unearth, which is great as well. Okay, I find Secret Keeper, which brings me more choices here. I still decide to go for a Supplier, and I already have Vengevine in the yard, and I decide to go for a Secret Keeper, just cast it as a creature, trigger Vengevine immediately, and start attacking. Okay, so now my opponent is already on 9, and they have just 1 land in hand. Okay, so my opponent goes for Relic, but they don't want to pay 3 life here because they are very low on life. And you can see me leaving another Unearth on top. And I can always cycle Unearth, so I didn't mind leaving Unearth on top. Either my opponent had Relic on the field, but they have to use mana for Relic, so I'm okay with that. Opponent sacks the Relic, they have to kill a Vengevine there, and I cycle Unearth, try to find something, but I don't really need anything since I have a kill with cards in my hand. Okay, so on the field, so I just discard 2 on Frog and deal lethal, and find a kill here again on turn 4. So triggering early Vengevine plus 2 Creeping Chills did a great job, and it was enough for a win here against Orzo Blink. Okay, so let's check out now. Let's return to match 1. Okay, so in match 1, this was a trophy league, by the way. Okay, so this hand is also just super amazing. Look at all the stuff I have in my hand. I have Frog plus Ketramose. It's super easy to find a combo in this deck when you have crabs and ways to fill your graveyard. Okay, opponent goes for a lightning bolt here, and they're obviously like probably just Marauding Mako deck. Okay, so I go for a Psychic Frog. I go for a Psychic Frog and discard a Vengevine in this situation. My opponent goes for Netergorf and passes the turn. So I have a few options here. I go for a Hedron Crab this turn. Unfortunately, I didn't get a second blue source last turn. That would be better for me, but yeah, unfortunately I didn't get it. But okay, so I have next turn I have land on top. I can go Hedron Crab, land, play Ketramose, trigger Vengevine. That sounds amazing. So we can see here opponent going for the Bowmaster. So they play Bowmaster, they trigger it once again when my frog deals damage. But I'm on 20 life because I did so much damage. So I gained life with the Creeping Chill. And here you can see my opponent going for the Burning Inquiry, killing my crab. And yeah, now unfortunately I don't have Ketramose anymore. But I still have two creatures. I can still trigger Vengevine. And let's see what happens here. So I go for a Stinkweed Imp Dredge. I find a Creeping Chill. That is first a Creeping Chill. So now I go for a Hedron Crab and mill 6. Milling 6, I find a Baithook Angler. And mill 4 more with Secret Keeper. I find a Creeping Chill. Play Baithook Angler to trigger Vengevine from the yard. It's also a good blocker, it has flying, so I trigger Vengevine from the yard. My frog also has flying, so it can do the kill alone. And I gained more life to make sure I survive next turn if I don't kill this one. And have blockers, I have everything, and yeah, that is the game against Rakdos. Hollow 1 probably. Okay, so let's check out game 2. Okay, here it is. I have two surveillance in starting hand. That can be too much, and my opponent also has a Leyline of the Void. So as you can see in my sideboarding plan, I brought in the Skyclave apparitions and portable holes. Portable holes get rid of their artifact based graveyard hate if they have it, and it removes channelers, nethergoyfs, which can be really important to stop their early pressure. But I really need like Skyclave apparitions to get rid of the Leyline of the Void, and that is why sometimes I wanted to add more cards to the sideboard. I think they will be necessary, like either Get Lost or Exercise. But white gives many good options to the deck to fight the hate pieces. And also Ketramose works decently with Leyline of the Void on the field. So if opponent doesn't have a great pressure, in addition to the Leyline of the Void, like in this situation, opponent just had everything. There's just nothing I could do here. And they had like 3 Nethergoyfs, Channeler, plus Leyline of the Void, and removal, and everything else. So there is nothing I can do here, but in some games, when you put Ketramose on the field and opponent has Leyline of the Void, this actually means everything that dies on your turn, either with Phyrexian, you sacrifice it with Phyrexian Tower, or opponent blocks a creature, or you sacrifice a fetch, all that effects get you draw a card with Ketramose ability. So kind of in those situations with Ketramose on the field, Leyline of the Void works often in your favor, like making Ketramose able to attack, putting cards into exile, drawing you cards. So it is not as bad as it would be without Ketramose in deck. So yeah, definitely can be helpful in situations like that. So and help you find the actual answer for the Leyline of the Void, and then after all get the win. Okay, so in the game 3, the sideboarding plan is the same. I still have portable holes, I still have Skyclave apparitions. If they don't start with Leyline of the Void, I can also just mill apparitions, then try to use Unearth to exile the artifact base graveyard hate. We can see opponent starting with Hollow 1 on the field. I sacrifice Stitcher Supplier to mill more cards in the graveyard, and I have turn 2 Abhorrent Oculus. I really like this play, like sacrifice Stitcher Supplier, play turn 2 Oculus. This always feels so amazing, and now I also use the Oculus to put another Creeping Chill in the yard, and my opponent is already on 10, and it's only turn 2. It's only turn 2. Okay, so they discarded my Ketramose and Soul Guide Lantern, but that's totally fine. I actually have mana and enough cards in the yard to play second Oculus, which is crazy. Okay, so I actually go for Unearth first, and I have 4 mana, so I can play both Unearth, bring back Ketramose from the yard, then play Oculus, trigger Ketramose from exiling card from the yard, and playing a second Oculus, and my opponent just concedes to that. Nothing much they can do about that. So yeah, that was it. I got the win in game 3, kind of a brutal win, I would say here. Okay, so let's now check match 3. This whole league was just amazing, and I was thought like in match 2 there was a turn 2 win, but apparently it's not. Maybe that was other league. Okay, so this can potentially be a great hand. I'm surveilling obviously on turn 1. What I like to do in a lot of situations is go like surveil turn 1, then turn 2 Hedron Crab, mill some cards, then play another 1-drop. Okay, so I didn't find a Vengevine, but I did fill my yard, find some useful cards there, and I have Phyrexian Tower for next turn. So depending on my draw, a lot of good stuff can happen here. Okay, here it is, as I was talking about. I find Unearthed from the top and I play Ketramose. I have 4 mana on turn 3, and here you can see me going off. So I don't have an actual kill at the moment, but I have 12 damage, which puts my opponent down to 5 life and draws me a bunch of cards, makes me a huge frog which have flying, and puts all the Vengevines in the yard for a kill next turn. And just in case, I still leave 9 cards in my library, and as you can see, I have 4 Vengevines in the yard, and hand full of cards. Unfortunately, I'm playing against the Breach, so that is a deck that can always find a kill in a situation like this. But luckily, it was just a turn 3, and they didn't have a Breach just yet. So they pass the turn, and yeah, after they pass the turn, definitely they don't have much chance anymore. So I go for Stitcher Supplier, also find a Wonder, and I go for Oculus and bring back all my Vengevines, give all my creatures get flying from Wonder, and I get the kill, turn 4 kill. Again here, Frog Ketramose combo kill. I did the combo on turn 3, then finished things on turn 4 for the win. So yeah. That was it. Great win once again with Ketramose Frog combo. This combo is just playing out much better than I expected initially. Okay, so we can see here I am mulliganing 2-5 in game 2, but I have decent hand. I think I want to start with Surveil again. I want to find another land from the top. Hedron Crab plus Unearth on turn 2 can be efficient as well. I'm also holding a Force of Negation if necessary. Opponent goes for Emery. I go for a Surveil, put Secret Keeper in the yard, and unfortunately I don't have a combo. I don't have a second land to play my Frog. I do play Soul Guide Lantern and exile their graveyard when they try to use Emery, so at least they didn't get the combo this turn. But they have another bubble for the next turn, so I didn't do much. And here I use Force of Negation to counter opponent's Soul Guide Lantern. And here I find another land, so now I can play Psychic Frog. Also have Unearth in my hand, so if I draw like a Ketramose, I can unearth it back with and start doing maybe a combo thing, especially if I find Stinkweed Imp as well. Okay, so here is the sideboarding plan. In this situation, I decided to leave only 1 chill in. I'm not sure if I want one chillin or two chills post board. I always want to have at least one to make it easy for me to combo. And I go for Skyclave Apparition, removed opponent Emery. That was crucial in a situation like this, so they can't loop the Aether Spellbomb. So now my opponent kills my Vengevine, but I did discard, kills my Frog, but I discard Vengevine in response. So if I draw a land, I can go a Psychic Frog, mill 6 cards, and then go for Psychic Frog, bring back my Vengevine. And yeah, that's exactly what I did. Opponent has Saga. And but I also have like 3 Vengevines now. And this is actually lethal attack. So if I had like Wonder in the graveyard, this would be lethal. And I was thinking about attacking with Skyclave or not attacking. I decided to go with everything. And my opponent was able to to block, survive a turn, make more blockers, play another Saga, and again pass the turn. Okay, so I give flying to Frog. I decide to mill 3 more to try to find the last Creeping Chill. I didn't get it, so I attack with everything. You can also see me post board, just removing 2 Stinkweed Imps and 3 Chills. And here you can see me using my Baithook Angler, as I was saying before. With Phyrexian Tower, you are able to play Angler, sacrifice it, and then replay it from the yard to immediately bring back all your Vengevines. Okay, so in this situation, opponent was able to copy the Underworld Breach from their graveyard with their Shifting Woodlands, but they didn't have enough mana to play Grinding Station as well, so they were not able to survive next turn and didn't have the kill this one, so that was it. And I got the win against Breach. Okay, so let's check out match 4. Okay, so match 4, I was playing against Burn. I'm not sure if you ever played against Burn with this deck, but it's mostly like feels super free because you have Creeping Chills in your deck, and Creeping Chills are just like 0 mana, gain 3. And here I also have a crazy turn 2 Obhurrent Oculus. This sometimes happens in Oculus Honor decks, of course, and yeah, from this point it's just super broken. Okay, so I put a Stinkweed Imp in the yard. I find Ketramose with Oculus. This means next turn I have the Frog Oculus combo. It's really easy to find it in this deck since I have unearths and you're self-milling a lot of cards. Okay, so I turn Ketramose around, discard the Stinkweed Imp, and now I'm doing the combo. Also, this means I will be triggering all the chills, which will make my opponent concede immediately. So I'm getting all the creeping chills. I will lose some life with Ketramose, but I will gain more with chill. And I actually have the kill in this same turn, attacking with a huge frog and Oculus for lethal after exiling 4 chills from my deck while doing the Ketramose frog combo. Okay, so that was the kill against Burn, and this match is just I think super easy for Crabvine. Always was easy, and yeah. So here I decide to keep a weird hand, but I have a Stitcher Supplier plus Unearth, which can be pretty strong. And I also have Force of Negation I can cast for free. Here you can see me finding Ketramose in the yard, but what I really need is probably like Frog. I will gladly block with my Stitcher Supplier, digging more with Supplier, trying to find a good target for my Unearth. Okay, so I also find a chill, just accidental gain 3, deal 3, it's amazing, and also my Stitcher supplier blocks their creature and mills me more cards. It just feels so good. Now I also have Vengevines in the yard. If I draw a land here, and I did right now, you can see me just going Stitcher supplier, mill 3 more, find another chill, and then Hedron Crab to trigger the Vengevines, and my opponent concedes. There's just nothing Burn can do here. It's really just a free matchup. Okay, so let's us now check the trophy match, see how that went. A lot of very interesting matches, a lot of combo kills, and as you can see me again just drawing the combo in this game. I also have 2 Ketramose and Unearth, so I have backups for my combo even if my opponent counters it or whatever. Okay, so Esper Frog is popular again, and I'm seeing it a lot in the leagues. Okay, let's see how did Esper Crabvine do against them. Okay, so I think my best play here is definitely just to try to go for a frog. And then just curve with the frog and the Ketramose. I'm definitely expecting some interaction from them, but I have double Ketramose and I have Unearth, so I'm fine with whatever happens. Okay, so I go for a Watery Grave and decide to go for a frog this turn. My opponent doesn't have a removal, but they go for they find it here with Fatal Push and then go for a frog kill on their turn. And they're kind of stuck on lands in seems, but they do have Nihil Spellbomb. So I go for a Dredge. Sorry, I didn't go for a Dredge, but I go for Unearth, try to bring back Frog. But my opponent had Force of Negation, unfortunately. That was very good from them here. And I decide to mill some more cards, try to force them into using the Nihil Spellbomb. Have 2 Stinkweed Imps in my yard. And 2 frogs, unfortunately, no Unearth, so but I can play it. I can play the Ketramose, and what is sweet about Ketramose and in this deck is often players will just enable it for you, so they will exile your graveyard, and Ketramose will be 3 mana, 4/4 menace, lifelink, indestructible, like, and you don't have to do anything. They do it for you, so. That is the sweet thing, and Ketramose is just very good card in this deck. It's good as an attacker, it's good as especially good as a combo killer with a frog. And since you're dredging a lot and milling, self-milling a lot of cards, when you assemble Ketramose Frog, you will always be able to just draw a bunch of cards. So okay, opponent passes the turn here. I keep a land from the top. I go for a Ketramose here. I was expecting. I'm saving a Godless Shrine because I wanted to play Ketramose plus Godless Shrine. Then if I find the Creeping Chill, I get the draw from Ketramose. That is why I'm holding the Godless Shrine in this situation. Okay, opponent is still not cracking Nihil Spellbomb. And yeah, this is one of the longer games. Playing against control. You can see opponent here going for Oculus, and I actually find the thing I was looking for. So I find the Creeping Chill with Ketramose, so I get the draw, and as I was saying before, opponent enables Ketramose for you in this deck. I have a lot of cards in exile now, so now Ketramose can attack, and I can race with this Occurrent Oculus. Okay, and now they cracked the Nihil Spellbomb, so I can now again start milling, self-milling, filling the yard. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 blue here to trigger the Vengevine immediately, but I'm saving my Secret Keepers for next turn, attacking with Ketramose here, putting my opponent down on 7, and I'm still on 20 thanks to the life gain. Okay. So next turn I can play the Stinkweed Imp plus Secret Keeper. In situations like this, the Stinkweed Imp is actually pretty good. It stops Psychic Frog, it stops Obhurrent Oculus, any creature, because it has Death Touch, and if they kill it you can dredge it back to your hand and play it again as a creature with Death Touch. So it's really good, I think, against their deck. Opponent finds a Psychic Frog with Oculus ability and attacks with only Frog, staying back with Oculus as a blocker. Okay, so I go for Baithook Angler plus Stinkweed Imp, trigger my Vengevine. And now I have, actually you can see how good the Stinkweed Imp is against them. They actually counterspelled my Stinkweed Imp. It's a very, very efficient blocker, and yeah, so my Vengevine goes to the yard again, but I don't really care. It's just super easy for me to bring it back. Opponent doesn't have Graveyard Hate at the moment. That was important. So they get the Oculus ability again, put more tokens, try to pressure my life total, but here it is, another Creeping Chill, and I trigger Ketramose with Chill again, and I use Stinkweed ability Imp with a draw from Creeping Chill to dredge 5 more, and I find another Creeping Chill, which again triggers my Ketramose and finishes off my opponent there on 0. So I got the win in game 1. Let's check out game 2. Also, let's check out the sideboarding plan. Okay, the sideboarding plan, so 1 Stinkweed Imp goes out, 1 Creeping Chill, 1 Unearth, 1 Wonder, and 1 Secret Keeper, and Baithook Angler. A lot of cards I want from the sideboard in this matchup. Also 1 Ketramose. I'm kind of just trimming some 4-offs that are not as important as others in this matchup. And you can see here opponent going for early Murktide. Turn 2 Murktide was really brutal in this game, and that is what won them the game. I actually I put in Skyclave Apparition. Skyclave Apparition can kill Exile the Frog, the Oculus, and the Graveyard Hate pieces. I think it is fine. Also my Stinkweed Imp. I think I should have gone for Stinkweed Imp here. I think that was better. I should have gone for Stinkweed Imp and block this Murktide Regent. Not sure why I didn't go for that. I think that was a better play. Okay, so I go for a Frog, discard Imp, deal 2. Maybe I wanted to raise them, try to raise them, but they have easy solution, Fatal Push for my Frog, and now I'm on 5, so I was in a harder situation than last turn. I start off with Stitcher Supplier, and now I go for Stinkweed Imp as a blocker for Murktide, but my opponent, you can see how good Imp actually is, because my opponent counterspelled it again, and now they go for a Frog to make their Murktide legal. So that was the game. They got me with Murktide and Frog. Early Murktide on turn 2 was kind of brutal in this game. Okay, so let's check out game 3. I started with Murfrog Secret Keeper, Venture Deeper, turn 1. Turn 2 I can find a basic and go for a Psychic Frog. I'm really secure at this moment. I have a second Frog, I have more. I have another Murfrog Secret Keeper, I have a basic on the field, so I feel very good in this situation. And it seems like my opponent didn't actually have removal here, or a blocker, so I was able to start attacking with Frog and also like put another Frog on the field if needed. So great situation for me. I attack with Frog. I had multiple solutions. I decide to go for a Hedron Crab. My opponent counters that, so I play another Frog. Great situation again. And 2 frogs on the field. My opponent also finds a frog, but here is Ketramose. And once again, they only have 1 mana open, so there's no chance they can counter the Ketramose. And once Ketramose is on the field, there is no stopping to the combo. Absolutely no stopping to the combo, because you can do it instant speed, and it's just unstoppable. So now I can make both of my frogs large enough so they go for a lethal attack here. And again, won in trophy match by doing turn 4 combo win. So many turn 4 combo wins in this league, and even turn 3. I think I had a turn 2 combo kill in one of these 2 leagues, but it wasn't in this league, it was in another league. Sorry you didn't see that. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So here you can see triggering the chills triggers my Ketramose, which is amazing. And I'm drawing cards with frog, filling my yard, trying to find all the chills and to lower my opponent enough so I can just do lethal with one of the frogs. I can also just I can just attack, see which frog will my opponent block, so I only pump the other one. But I also had, I think, some lag issues. Okay, so I'm doing the combo. I'm discarding the Stinkweed Imp, dredging 5. I can put all the cards from my deck into the yard, and then pump this one of the psychic frogs enough to do kill. And replay is not really working for me, but that is it. That is the entire game. I bring my opponent down to 6 with, as you can see, with all exiling all the creeping chills. I have 5 cards left in my library. All the Vengevines are there. I was looking for a black creature card. I didn't have Watery Graves left in my graveyard, only had Shrine, so I couldn't trigger the Vengevines with the Secret Keeper. Unfortunately, I wanted to do that for the sake of the video, but yeah, I didn't have any Watery Graves or Hallowed Fountains left, so I was trying to find a black creature to trigger the Vengevines. But I have I have a kill here with I can attack with both of my frogs and have a hand with a bunch of cards in my hand. So that's it. That was another turn 4 combo kill with Ketramose frog combo. Kind of hard to replay, doesn't support going through the combo all that well, but it's really simple combo. You just discard a dredge card, exile 3 with frog, trigger the Ketramose, then dredge 5, put Stinkweed Imp back in hand and repeat, and you're getting the excess cards all the time, and you can exile those cards to get actual card advantage. In the process, you're filling your entire yard with Vengevines and Creeping Chills and Wonders and whatever, and yeah, that's usually enough for the win. As you saw in this league, that is it. That is the entire league. It was incredibly fun. Both of the leagues I played. In another one, I had a turn 2 concede when I started doing a combo on turn 2. It was amazing. Just as I said, turn 1 supplier, turn 2 Phyrexian Tower, Sex supplier, play frog, play unearth, and I didn't have a subtlety at that point to trigger Vengevines immediately, but I milled like 40 cards from my library. I left like 20 in there, made my frog 10, 11, hit opponent with all the chills, and I had like 3 Vengevines in the yard and passed the turn, and I can trigger Vengevines next turn. My opponent just immediately conceded. That was the game, and it was incredibly fun to play it. And as I said, the archetype never felt better. The combo is amazing, and it is much better in the graveyard based deck like this one with Creeping Chills and Vengevine that it is in a fair combo decks. as it's definitely expected, but it is just so much better here because you are filling your graveyard with cards which you can use when Ketramose and Frog hits the field to draw a bunch of cards and find a combo. Also make it easier for you to find a combo since your Stinkweed Imp is always in your graveyard. You don't have to find it, it's always there, just accidentally there. So also the plan A or plan B, like triggering the Vengevine, is also very efficient. Can win a lot of games just triggering some chills and Vengevines, as you also saw in some of the matches there. And that's it. That's it. The archetype is good. It's playable again. I would say it's even competitive on higher level. The combo is just so amazing. It fits the archetype so well, and you get access to white with all those relevant cards. And I would definitely add either 2 exercise or 2 get lost, or a mix between those two to the sideboard. Not sure yet against instead of what, but maybe like 1 Soul Guide can go, maybe Fort Force can go, maybe 1 Skyclave can go, Consigns, also debatable, but Eldrazi is a popular, very popular deck at the moment, so I don't think Consigns will be bad. Okay, so that is it. Hope you liked the gameplay, hope you liked the video. That's all for today. A truly fun league and fun gameplay. I had so much fun in this league. Let's say I think like this would maybe be a fine choice. I would try to do next like 2 exercise instead of these 2, and try to go with that. Okay, so again, that's all for today. Friendly reminder for the end, click like, click subscribe, and comment down in the video. Okay, thank you for watching until now, and goodbye.